Listen, if you have not filed yet for the Corporate Transparency Act or the beneficial owner information, you don't have to worry about the fine, the $10,000 fine, the years in jail. It looks like the Trump administration has essentially put in place for the Treasury Department to go ahead and cancel the BOI. So let me go ahead and share with you guys this information so you guys can actually see this. I'm actually on the U.S. Department of Treasury website, and you guys can see right here that it says Treasury Department announces suspension of enforcement of Corporate Transparency Act against U.S. citizens and domestic reporting companies. You guys can see this is actually it actually happened over the weekend, and of course, everyone wanted to confirm that this was accurate. This is 100% accurate. Okay, and first off, I know some of you guys are thinking like, okay, how do we know? First off, what is this? I'm gonna break all of this down, but you guys can see right here, the Treasury Department is announcing today that with respect to the Corporate Transparency Act, not only will it not, okay, see, it says will it not enforce any penalties or fines associated with the beneficial ownership information reporting to the rule under the existing regulatory deadlines, which as we know, they changed the deadline to what was that, like March 15th or something like that. So everybody was panicking. I know I was one of those people that procrastinated as well because I'm like, it was too much back and forth. But either way, that now we know officially that it is canceled. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. Some of you all are saying to yourself, well, hold on. What is all of this? Because we've been hearing about it. We're here. Let me show you guys this too. This is something that they actually tweeted as well. It says right here, you guys can see this March 2nd, 5:53 p.m. The Treasury Department is announcing today that with respect to the Corporate Transparency Act, will it not only enforce any penalties and essentially saying the same thing? This just happened. And also, too, it's funny because one guy said, hey, Elon Musk, I'm begging you, please ask President Trump to get rid of this ridiculous BOR rule that Biden created, right? And either way, they said it's targeting conservatives and small business. It was targeting everybody. So, but anyway, and sure enough, Elon says, I can look into it. I feel like that's kind of staged, but that could just be me because they could have easily had taken care of this. But anyway, all right, let me go ahead and get everybody caught up here. First off, is this good news? Is this actually good news or what? Because I know a lot of people let's be honest, was I the only one confused about a lot of this stuff? Let me know if I was the only one confused about this. And let me go deeper into this as well too, because I know some of you all are trying to figure out what in the world is going on. Okay, don't worry, I got you. Okay, I got you. All right, so here, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right. So, breaking news, as we know, Trump, of course, cancels the BOI effective immediately. By the way, if you all need help with your credit, we most definitely can help you. We can help you create a custom game plan to show you what you need to do to accomplish your credit goals. Okay. So, now, what is the Corporate Transparency Act and beneficial ownership? Because a lot of people don't know what this is. Okay. So, the Corporate Transparency Act, which went into effect January 1st, 2024, requires certain businesses in the US to report their beneficial ownership information, also known as BOI. This is why people were talking about the BOI in general, to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN. Okay. Then, now check this out. If you own an LLC, if you have a corporation, in similar entities formed in the US, or even if you're doing business in the US, you were supposed to file a BOA report unless you qualified for an exemption, which means you had more than 500 employees, so on and so forth. Okay, check this out. Now, the deadlines for reporting originally was supposed to be filed by January 1st, 2025. That's this year. It was a lot of confusion because the dates changed multiple times. Now, if you were a new company, new business owner, and you were formed in 2024, You must file within 90 days of formation. Okay. Now, new companies that were formed in 2025 and later were supposed to file within 30 days of formation. All this stuff, right? Almost like pretty much kind of confusing in a sense. Here's the worst part: there were penalties for non-compliance because listen, let me know in the comment section if you guys heard what was this last week or 2 weeks ago when they changed the dates again to March 15th. Now we're scrambling. We got to get our taxes done. We got to get this BOY taken care of, all this craziness, right? So there was a civil penalty of $500 per day. That sounds insane. We said it sounded insane when we first heard about it. $500 per day for late or missing reports. Then that's not the worst part. Here's the worst part: criminal penalties up to $10,000 in fines and 2 years in prison if you did not fill this out. Every business owner was trying to figure out, okay, so here's what happened. Some people went ahead and got it done early, right? They went to FinCen website, they filled out everything. Then some people said, "Hey, I'm too busy." Let me know in the comments if you guys are one of those people that said, "Hey, I was too busy." Check this out. Some people paid people to do this for them. Not $100, not $200, not $300. Some people were paying over $500 for people to fill out this application. And here we are today saying that it's officially canceled. It was a money grab anyway, in my opinion. Isn't that crazy? Listen, isn't that crazy? I'm glad that this actually happened. It was good to see that this happened because listen, people paid hundreds of dollars for this service. Okay. They most definitely paid hundreds of dollars for this service. All right. So here, let's get into the comment section, guys. I can't, but listen, how many of you all are excited about the fact that this is actually canceled? Okay. All right. So we can see at least something that makes people feel good about this entire process in general, that of course it is officially canceled, guys. So no more back and forth, no more trying to figure out this whole thing. It is most definitely officially canceled. Let's go and get into the comment section here. All right. So here, DJ Milk is in the house. Appreciate you being here, sir. RLA says, hello, Elite is in the house. 850 Club Elite. Let us know if you're in the comment section below. For those who don't know, our 850 Club Elite is our credit community. And listen, we're helping people accomplish their credit goals. And we're having conversations about stuff like this. Shout out to Jamie, by the way. She says, Calvin, she said, what's the update on BOI? And at the time, the update was, hey, we got to get this stuff done before March 15th, right? We had to get it done in like the next couple of weeks. And of course, it was stupid anyway. Let's be honest. It was dumb anyway, man. Come on now. We can all agree to that. No matter who you voted for, we all can agree that this made no sense at all. Okay. Anita says, I'm confused. What in the world? Yes, Anita. Listen, there's a lot of business owners that still did not know what was going on because it was not explained in a certain way. But either way, of course, that's why I'm here to clear all this up. Okay, DJ Milk says, well, what is the BOI? Yep, we went over that. So you're good to go. He says, me too. Volvo says, can they cancel the $600 PayPal Cash App rule? You know what? I haven't heard any news about that yet. So I'll most definitely keep you posted. Let me tell you guys something. You all do a great job of keeping me informed of stuff that goes on, because you guys have your ear to the ground. So let me know, please, in the comment section, as you guys see things, hear about things, let me know. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to cover it, but it's something for me to keep my eye on if it does get to a certain point. Okay, so that's something for sure. Our Lake says, I filled mine out immediately. And there were a lot of business owners that was just simply being on top of things. If you had an LLC, which a lot of people got LLCs, especially in 2020, 2021, 2022, Even if it wasn't a matter if your business had revenue, it was if you owned an LLC. Okay, so a lot of people own LLCs that just didn't really have a business that was like generating revenue or anything like that. So either way, DJ Milk says it's about time. I know that's right, right? Mike says he sounds like more BS bureaucracy. Man, right? It was a money grab. For those who don't know what a money grab is, it's exactly like what it sounds like. Somebody trying to grab your money. Now I don't know who put it in place, but it was crazy when it first came out anyway. So, but anyway, Elise says yes. Okay. Elise says yes. MD says a bunch of sheep out there. Man. And you know what it is? A lot of people, just like when people were applying for PPP or, anything where people got to take steps, they like, listen, I don't want to take the steps. Who can I pay to just do this stuff for me? And that's what most definitely was happening for sure. Jackie says, yes, I am happy. The red zone says totally unconstitutional. MD says, thank goodness for Trump. Listen, I gotta say, I'm glad that however this happened, that it got done. Okay, because it shouldn't have happened anyway. So let me tell y'all something. When you are in that position as president, we want to make, I mean, to be honest, whether we voted for certain people or not, at the end of the day, we want people to look out for the American people. This was one thing so far, but we ain't forgot about a lot of other stuff out here now. Okay, let's not get too carried away. I'm just kidding. I don't want MD to come for me. Gillian says that's scary. Yes, it is for sure. Okay. Fitzgerald says thank you for your transparency on this and your topics as well. Absolutely. Latoria says what is BOI? Now we just covered that as well too. Essentially, you were just supposed to file ownership of the business that you own. If you had an LLC, S corp, a business entity, they wanted to know who owned the business. Okay, so again, that's where that goes. Eric says Department of Government Efficiency, go MAGA. You know, I don't it, I don't yeah. I'm gonna leave it where it's at. Listen, y'all know it's a safe space here. We welcome everybody. We try not to get political or anything like that. But at the end of the day, we have a lot of business owners here. And I gotta make sure that everybody knows what's going on. So this is good news. Okay. This is good news. It's a start. We getting in the right direction. Okay. We all gotta agree to that. This is most definitely, I don't know if it's going in the right direction, but it's something that should have been done a long time ago anyway. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all know this is more important than the CFPB. Let's just say that. But anyway, moving on. Mike says, I'm waiting for Trump to declare no more gross income taxes, not holding my breath. Right. We got a list of stuff. Listen, okay. Listen, listen. I know that they are looking into a lot of stuff. How come Sally Mae it wasn't like the first place that they went to? Right? All these like with student loans and stuff. I'm to my student loan balances, okay? But anyway, DJ Milk says, "What's the best apps to fix my credit?" So DJ Milk, listen, we can help you. Okay, so in our credit community, we most definitely can help you. We'll talk about that in a hot second. Eric says the IRS is next. We'll keep an eye out on it for sure. Ray the King says great news. Sasha says, I knew he wasn't going for that because he didn't want folk in his business. Listen, for real. Sasha says, I feel him because our business information, it is private. But you know what? I think and I don't know if this was the fix, but there are a lot of businesses out here that are like under certain names, and we know people are doing illegal activities, right? And I think that's probably what that was. But I'm gonna be honest, you're not gonna find if people are really trying to hide the information, they're gonna put it under somebody else anyway, So that was most definitely gonna play a role for sure. Juan says, how does that benefit people trying to fix their credit? This doesn't necessarily it doesn't tie directly into improving people's credit. This was more so, we have a lot of business owners here because we talk about business credit, we talk about business formation, things of that sort. And so a lot of, listen, let me listen. we got a lot of our audience. They were dealing with things like this. I know I myself, was dealing with, of course, because we own. I mean, 850 Club is a business entity, so a lot of people that are watching this were have some type of entity for their businesses. So keep that in mind. Mike says, "I'm not a businessman yet, but I will regard this is a good move on Trump's part." Sometimes, God, we know, man, it is what it is, right? This is something that, hey, listen, we got a list of stuff. Okay, everybody got a list, and everybody's list is not the same, but it's like, hey, every now and then we're gonna agree on some things. Because you know what I don't like? I don't like how things pull us apart. I honestly don't. Like, as people living in America, like, people deal with a lot of stuff. Like, we're not in third world countries. We are not perfect. We are not perfect. But I will say this is that, again, this is a good situation. Okay, this is something that benefits everybody. What I don't like is when people act like things don't help certain people, right? And so, again, we're not getting political. Okay, y'all know where I stand on certain things, but at the end of the day, I want what's best for everybody. Okay, that's what's going to make sense for sure. The red zone says violation of privacy. Imagine having a profitable business and people with the registry knows who owns it and who the beneficiaries are. That violates the Fourth Amendment. Got it. MD says Terrence, Mr. Pancake, notified Elon through X to check to check through this, and Elon got Trump to cancel. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. So I don't know. That seemed like the timing on that. I don't know, man. It's billions of tweets that go through. For him to catch that, that's crazy. If that is what happened. Devin says, I guess my husband could go into business after he gets terminated from the federal government and take all the benefits away. Woo. Listen, that's what we talking about. Listen, this is something good that happened, but we cannot forget a lot of people have been affected by a lot of things that have gone on in the past couple of weeks. So, I mean, hey, we can't, I'm just saying this is a step in the right direction, but we still got a lot of stuff to kind of get taken care of, but we'll see how that goes. Jamie's in the house. Appreciate you being here, Jamie, as always. My father says, what is BOI? So we just went over that as well, too. Just another quick recap. Again, the Corporate Transparency Act went into effect. And if you had a business, this is LLCs, corporations, and similar entities formed in the U.S., you had to file a BOI report, and you had to do so by a certain time. And if you didn't, you had to pay $500 a day, and of course, a criminal penalty up to $10,000 and 2 years in prison. And people even paid other people to do this service for them. And that's what made it so crazy. Okay, that's what made it crazy for sure. Okay. So, so here, check this out. Just so you guys know, the lady that's right here in the comments, this is Jamie. She's a part of the 850 Club Elite. She's the one that brought this to the community's attention. And this was when they brought it back up and they re-announced it. And so it's something I had to watch. Let me tell you something. I was actually going to do a video the other day and say, listen, y'all better get this filed. And sure enough, I just happened to look back at it. That's nothing. Before I do any video, I try my best to look it up the same day, right before I'm about to talk about it, just in case, because let me be honest, the Trump administration is moving fast. So sometimes you'll say something, this is already old information. Not because it's old, like I want to give you guys old information, but I want to make sure you know this is non-biased here. I just want to make sure y'all get raw information, okay? And y'all just do with it what y'all please, okay? That's for sure. But shout out to Jamie. She wanted to make sure we kept an eye on this. She says, God Lee, I totally forgot to do mine's. Woo child. Well, Trump and Elon had many companies to do the BOI for last night. So they said, I'm not going to spend time filling that out. I believe that for sure. For sure. Ray says, when I start my business this year, I'm not going to be the owner. He says, my trust is. So this is a W. Okay. Sasha says, they have been working on this for a year. There is more to come. Okay. Listen. That's for sure. They most definitely got the strategy and the game plan. Mike says, hopefully, as a businessman, Trump will truly be an asset. So, and I think that's where a lot of people say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be honest though, as a business owner myself, a lot of things usually gear towards business owners, and there are pros and there are cons. And I don't agree with everything. I mean, nobody really agrees with everything that anybody's gonna do, right? But you got to look out for the businesses, because the businesses do provide, the jobs, and it does provide, like means of people to make money. But then you also got to look out for, again, the working class, because without them, there are no businesses. So yes, the businesses need the working class need the businesses, so it's a give, and I won't say it's a give and a take, but it's something that everybody benefits from. But you don't want to make people feel bad on either side. And that's a tough job to do. That's most definitely a tough job to do. Okay. So DJ Smith says, is there an end to the act, or can this act be required again later? So technically, this act is still alive and active. However, it now only affects businesses that are out of the United States, that are doing business in the United States. So they still have to follow that process. But now people that are in the United States, that have businesses in the United States, do not have to follow this process. Now it's for companies that want to do business in the United States that are not living in the United States, essentially. Okay. So that's something to keep an eye on, for sure. Okay. And then also, too, guys, real quick, 850 Club Elite. Okay. Listen, I want to share something with you guys. We do have, if you are looking to do, let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys real quick, because I know you guys got goals this year that you're looking to accomplish. Okay. So let's talk about this real quick. Okay, first things first. If you, let's say, for example, you are looking to improve your credit score. Okay. Now, this is the classroom section for our 850 Club community. Okay. So if you want a custom game plan, all you got to do is click there. If you want to improve your credit score, okay, we have a strategy for you. If you're in the 400s, you're in the 500s, you're in the 600s, you're in the 700s, no matter where you are, we most definitely can help you. Also, if you want to lower your car payment, we can show you how to do that. If you need a personal loan, we can show you how to do that. If you are looking to go into homeownership this year, we can walk you through that process. If you're looking to add rental history to your credit report, we can show you how to do that as well too. If you're looking to get funding for your business, listen, we talked about all of these things as well. And here's another thing too. Check this out. Listen, we got a beautiful new situation that's going on, right? So you guys know how we interview people. And of course, you guys obviously see the interviews on here. We got something that's super cool. And what we start doing is, for our elite members, they get to watch the interview live. And at the end of the interview, they get to ask their credit questions. Okay. And if the interviewer has time, they stick around and answer those questions. So of course, we got an interview coming up with Lawan. Y'all will see it soon, but the elite has already seen it. They got their questions answered on the spots. And he talked about multiple banks. He talked about, I'm not gonna give it all away, but he talked about banks that are giving out business funding without any business revenue. It's an amazing interview. And listen, Elite was most definitely pumped up about that. Listen, guys, you gotta get into the 850 Club Elites. Okay, you got to get into the 850 Club Elite. Check this out. On Wednesday, okay, so here on Wednesday, we have right here, we have our accountability call. Okay, so if you have credit questions, or if you need to be held accountable for your credit goals, listen, you got some time. Okay, listen, you get into the 850 Club Elite. I'm telling you, you can most definitely take advantage of this. Okay, so everybody that gets into the 850 Club Elite tonight and tomorrow, you got enough time to get into my call at 8 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday. Okay, you got enough time. Okay, so again, I'm going here. I'm gonna pull this back up so you guys can actually see this. Again, I don't want you guys to feel like you're by yourself, or you're trying to wait on a certain video or something like that. No, if you got things you want to talk to me about, tell me. Okay, if you got credit questions and you need answers to those credit questions, okay, talk to me. You got to let me know. Okay. And that way it's not, I won't say it feeling like it's rushed or anything like that. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna pull this up here. Can I still pull this up here? Let me see here. There we go. I think that's it. No, that's not it. Anyway, let me pull this up here. All right. So y'all see it right there on your screen. So right there, right there. This right here is the 850 Club Elite. You can scan this QR code, okay? And listen, you can learn more about my community today. All right. Listen, greatly appreciate everybody for being here as well, to make sure I didn't miss anybody inside the chat. John says, "What did I miss?" John, where you been at, man? But this is good news, guys. This is most definitely good news for sure. Jamie says, Calvin, was this prompted because of all the PPP money? Man, see, I was thinking the same thing. I was honestly thinking the same thing. I think that they did this because of that. I honestly think they did the whole BOI and corporate transparency because of the whole PPP loan situation. But to be honest with you, I mean, I don't know if they're going to admit it or if it's that big of a deal to them at this point. But I honestly think that's why they did all of that. To be honest with you, okay, because they wanted to know who were the people that actually own these businesses. And I think that because people got the PPP loans and things of that sort, that most definitely played a role for sure. Okay. Um, like Ann says, spies are running America. Listen, it's most definitely some stuff going on, and for real. Just like what's happening with all these airplanes, it ain't the pilots. It's I'm thinking it's like there's miscommunication. Someone's distorting the communication. It's something. I don't know. That's a whole nother video. This ain't even the channel for that. So Calvin, imagine living in a state that has no income tax, then Trump lifts the federal income tax. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, listen, that would be crazy. But you know what? I don't know though. I don't know if IRS gonna make too many heavy changes. I don't see them touching too much with IRS and Social Security. I don't know. We're gonna see because it's a lot that goes behind that. But you know what? I- yeah, we gonna most definitely keep an eye on it for sure. Okay, so now I'm not gonna talk about everything, of course, that Trump is doing, but if it affects business owners, your personal credit, your money, I promise you, y'all gonna hear me talk about this. It's like anything else. Okay, we're not getting political in here, but my biggest thing is if it affects anything that has to do with your money, your business, your credit score, your business credit score, credit cards, we are going to talk about it. I don't care who it is. Okay. And we listen, and we're not gonna be fighting up in here. We're not gonna be arguing because all we're gonna do is get the information out here and y'all take it and go from there. Okay. But anyway, greatly appreciate everybody being in here. Listen, if you got credit questions, if you have credit questions and you want to get those questions answered, listen, scan that QR code that's right there, on the screen right here at the top, right there where you guys can see that. Okay. So you guys can most definitely do that. Either way.